Hello, Neuroshima Portal Games, and this is Informant, the new episode. In this episode, I explain why we designed Under the Radar. In this expansion, I teach you how to pronounce Joanna Kijanka in Polish. In this episode, I talk about the charity auction we ran this January, so just go, watch it. There's a situation. We have to discuss the situation because things happened, and this is my statement. So what happened? Z Garcia from Dice Tower
I know that guy.
published a review of Roman Banners, the newest expansion for Empires of the North. He said that he loved the expansion,
Overall, I think this is a brilliant expansion.
that it is better than the previous one.
To the point that I think this is a better expansion than the first one.
It has 9.5 score. This had only 9.0 score. This expansion was designed by Joanna Kijanka. This was designed by me and Joanna Kijanka. Basically what Z said, when I'm not involved, the expansion is better. But what's more, when he reviewed this expansion, he said that there are two decks, and one of these decks is better. And he chose.
I like what these decks do. I really like the one, like I was telling you, the Saikoro clan.
The expansion that Joanna designed in this expansion to be better. So basically, out of this all 4 expansions, 2 great decks by Joanna, 1 great deck by Joanna, and then there's Ignacy. So my statement is very clear. I know that Joanna is younger, she's pretty, she's smart, and I'm done. Thank you. So what happened today? We had a special guest in the office because once a year we do a charity auction, and people can bid on a very special item. And this item is spending a day at Portal Games offices. And our fans here in Poland are bidding, and the winner of this auction is invited to our offices, and he or she spent with us the whole day. And today it was Robert. He won the auction this year. So what we have in offer for the fan, he was able to play Barbarian Hordes, so something that we are defining right now. So he played with Joanna. Joanna of course crushed him. Then he was able to play with our team one of the games from our partners from Yellow, since we have to decide if we are going to do a Polish edition of the game. So our team is playing and deciding and voting if you want to do a Polish edition. So he was part of this. And they crushed him, of course. And then he had the chance to play Terrors of London. Terrors of London is amazing game from the Colossal Games in America, and we are doing Polish edition. Polish edition will be released later this year, but we already announced the game, and he had the chance to play with us this game as a pre-release experience, and of course we crushed him as well. So the whole point was that he understands that here at Portal Games offices we are professionals, we are like Real Madrid, like we are Barcelona, we are the best players in Poland. So he came, had a great time, we crushed him, he brought us cookies, he brought a cake, we gave him some gifts, and this is it for this year charity. Next year once again there will be a bidding, people will be bidding, and the whole money from the auction goes of course for the charity. So this was this year Robert, Terrors of London, Barbarian Hordes, crushed, fun time. Thank you. So today is a Thursday, but today is a Fat Thursday, which means that we all eat donuts. This is a tradition in Poland. I have no clue how this tradition came up, but this is a tradition, and every single year for the past 3 years it reminds me that we started the whole vlog, the whole idea for having a company vlog on a Fat Thursday. It was Eric Lang visiting Portal Games offices. We were doing a game back then together, never published, by the way. And he was so confused when he discovered that on this very day everybody in Poland is eating donuts. Can we have a fragment from this old vlog so we can see it? And here we are 3 years later, and the vlog is still running. You saw in the vlog how we developed first Martians. You saw how we developed Detective. You saw how we developed alien artifacts. We put so much content presenting how we are designing games. And another season started just last week. So this year you will see how we develop Vienna Connection, the spy game, and you already saw Rise of the Empires, and new projects are on the way. So we are celebrating every single Fat Thursday, this moment when Eric Lange was confused and we started a vlog. And here we are, a few days for me recording before we release Under the Radar, the new case for Detective. A ton of work as always. As you can see, there's like full-blown case, a ton of text, ton of playtesting, ton of editing, ton of native speakers, double-checking everything, and artwork, like a full-blown case. And this case is for free for you as a gift, as our appreciation gift for all of you who bought LA Crimes expansion. So everybody who has the expansion, you will find in the box a code. You can type in this code, and your account will be tied, connected, and you will get access to the fourth case of LA Crimes. And since I already saw in Polish internet people complaining that this is only exclusive for those who own the copy of LA Crimes, which I don't understand these complaints. I wanted to give a little bit of a background story how we came up with this idea for this case in the first place. So business part of my company, so me, my production manager, my sales team, we were analyzing a second-hand market for the story-driven games, and that is of course Time Stories. That is, of course, Arkham Horror, LCG, and many other games that are story-driven. That means that you are buying something that is scenario-driven. You finish the scenario, you are done, so you can sell it to somebody else, and hence the second-hand market. And we can see different companies trying to solve this problem. Cosmos Games, after winning Spiel des Jahres for Exit series. As you can see, when you buy Exit game, it is a legacy game, so you will rip some of the cards, you will destroy the box. You cannot sell it to somebody else because there are companies that you are destroying. With Time Stories expansions, you can see a ton of second-hand market, and it basically, I don't have a data, I don't want to say it is official, it's just me trying to analyze situation. But we all saw that the speed and the pace of releasing a new expansion for Time Stories stopped after a few expansions. My gut feeling the second market was at least somehow involved, because there was less and less people buying the expansion because everybody was waiting for the second-hand market. So my team here in Poland, especially my sales team, was convincing me when I was designing LA Crimes, and they were showing me this data. They were showing me how many auctions there is for these expansions for Time Stories. They were convincing me, Ignacy, we need to have a legacy element in LA Crimes. We have to do something to destroy the components so people will not sell it to somebody else. Otherwise, the sales will go very, very low because people will be buying it over and over again, the same copy. I was not happy with such a solution, and as you know, LA Crimes was released and there is nothing to be destroyed in this expansion, unlike the Exit games. And I went with a different direction, which is making me and my team work so much more and so much harder. So instead of forcing you to destroy the components and you being unable to sell the copy to somebody else, I try to convince you in a more positive way, in a more constructive way. So we offered you the chance that if you keep the copy, if you have this expansion with you and you are not reselling, basically killing my sales, my future sales of the product, you will be awarded with a gift. So this is the gift. This is me being positive. This is me not doing legacy tricks, but me doing a positive work. We created the whole case, and this is our appreciation gift for all of you who bought the expansion, enjoyed it, and kept the second market without these copies, because we as the designers, we as the publishers, we live from selling products. We live by selling expansions and games, and to keep the company alive, to keep our families in a right shape, we have to sell products. So this is what we appreciate. If you bought the expansion, if you had a great time with it, and you kept the box with you. And here's a gift from us, from Portal team. Under the radar, have fun, no legacy tricks, just a positive solution. So this is why we did it. I hope I hope you understand, and leave us a comments.
Hello, Marek Spychalski, Portal Games, and today I have for you a special video about how to unlock additional keys to LA Crimes under the radar. So basically it's really simple. The first step you need to do is just to log in to the Antares database and select the campaign to LA Crimes. To unlock under the radar, you will need already done all of 3 cases of LA Crimes. After finish the 3rd case, I can now select under the radar the case number 4 to LA Crimes, and then Antares ask me about code. You can find code in the rulebook. So all what you need is just put the code into the Antares database and the case will be unlocked. And as you see, after enter the code, I already have opened the intro to the Antares, to the new case, to the LA Crimes, and I have everything what I need to start playing under the radar. So good luck, my friends, and let's catch the bad guy.
So Portal Games fans know that I drink a lot of tea because I love tea. So what happened? Last week we received the whole box, like you can see, the whole box of the very famous, very good tea from Great Britain called Twinings, which is a very fancy brand and label. So here's what's happening. I have a whole store of tea for upcoming weeks. Thank you, fans are crazy. So it's finally happening, and if you wonder what's happening, here's the answer. Japanese Islands expansion for Empires of the North, designed by Ignacy Trzewiczek and Joanna Kijanka. And now what's happening is Roman Banners expansion designed by Joanna Kijanka. There is no Ignacy.
There is no Kijanka.
There is Kijanka, there is no Ignacy.
Kijanka, not Kijanka.
Many vlogs ago in June last year, when I was saying about hiring full-time Joanna, I was so happy that she's joining our team, and I promise you that she will bring so much more value to the company and so much amazing content. And here we are. This is Roman Banners, entirely designed by Joanna. Maybe a short break and information. In Poland, Joanna Kijanka is actually Joanna Kijanka. Her name is Joanna, not Joanna, and her surname is Kijanka, not Kijanka. But we are making fun of her that she's now international star and we all love her. So we are making fun and we call her now Joanna Kijanka. So now it's her nickname. But if you want to meet her at Essen or at any conventions, Joanna Kijanka. Back to the topic. So she came with the idea for these factions for Roman Banners, both of them super thematic, super working with the theme of the Rome, and it is the same case like with the Viking clans in the base game. We have 2 decks of Vikings. One wants to raise, kill, pillage, very thematic for the Vikings, and the other one wants to drink beer, party and pray for the Viking gods. So 2 very thematic, very different Viking clans, and here we are with the Romans, the same situation. So first deck of the Romans, let me just check the name of this.
Trajana Kijanka.
Trajana. So this inspiration for this deck, Joanna had the Rome Empire is growing. It's bigger, like in a real life back then, many years ago. And the bigger empire is, it is harder to keep everything in order, to do upkeep, to take these taxes from the far away provinces, etc., etc. So it works like that in this deck. In this deck, the cost of the building to build these buildings, can we focus on the card? As you will see, there is a cost that is changing during the game. The more cards of this particular type you have in your empire, in this situation the stone card, the more you have to pay for the card. So the first card in my empire will cost me only 1 stone, but if I already have a card of this type in my empire, and once again I have to build a card that is a stone, now I have to pay 2 stones to build this card, and now the third one I have to pay 3 stones to build this card. So as you can see, when the game progresses, the cost of this card is getting ridiculously high, and at the very beginning it's very cheap. Romans are powerful, the empire is small, they can build very quickly, but then these costs are bigger, and the player has to really think which type of the buildings he wants to build in an empire, and for which he has no resources whatsoever. What is more, what did Joanna here is that, for example, here not only the cost of the card is higher and higher when the game progresses, but as you can see, also the action. It says spend 1 stone for each type of this card in your empire to gain 1 victory point for each spend. So the bigger empire, the more you can do with this action, because you will have more stone cards, so you have more chances to spend more stones to get more victory points. So this is the concept of this deck. Trajana deck. Trajana Kijanka deck. Absolutely amazing, unique. I love this deck. The bigger the empire, the harder to manage everything. Very thematic. But the other one, what's the name of the other one?
Flavian.
You are good. You are well prepared. Flavian deck. Gianna decided to play with the ruins concept from the 51st State universe. If there are any fans of 51st State, you recognize the ruins and building on top of the ruins and foundation, etc., etc. So here we have the cards. Let me show you. Yes, I have a card here. Can we focus now? So now in the field for the cost of the card, you will see that it has not only the resources to be spent, but also the requirements. So you have to have some requirements to build this card. In this situation, you have to have 3 buildings of this type already in your empire. So what it says in terms of the theme, the deck says that you will be able to build these epic monumental buildings, like in Rome, like Colosseum, like a huge cathedral, like all these aqueducts, like a big buildings. But to create them, you have to have some foundations, you have to have some resources already in your empire. So this deck has a very powerful cards. They are really very powerful with their amazing abilities. For example, this one, Excavations, it gives you 3 victory points just for discarding 2 cards, but it is very difficult to build. You have to first prepare for a couple of rounds to have chance to build this building, and there is so many of these. For example, here all the players of Empires will know, spend just 1 wood to construct or harvest. Very powerful, just for 1 wood just to harvest, amazing. But the cost of this card is very high. You have to prepare for a long time to have all these fundamentals, all these preparations, and then the epic building is built, and you have this amazing construction. So very difficult decks, very different decks with a new mechanism, new engines, very thematic. And this is the first time Joanna said, hello, I'm here, I'm working at Portal Games, and this is my product with her name on the box. I'm so proud of her, because Z Garcia did a review of the product. He rated the product 9.5 out of 10. Seal of Excellence, and he just praised this expansion, and I'm praising it as well. I was here involved just as a playtester, having great time playtesting and saying how cool is that.
Which one you prefer?
I prefer this one, that the cost is increasing.
Allows you to just create a big imperium.
You have to really think how to build this empire. So once again, we had already a vlog called "The Prize for the Developer," and I was saying nice things about Joanna. It is a tradition I love how she develops the games here, so prize for the genre. Again, Roman Banners, Street Dating, February 20th. Check it out, it's amazing, thank you.
Hello there, it's Joanna from Portal Development Team, and I wanted to tell you about two games from Ignac's design that one that I would like to try one time. It's Neuroshima Tactics, and it's about the Neuroshima soldiers that I think they battle over the city, and it's like miniature games when you have to throw a lot of dices, because a lot of time I kinda were distancing myself from this lot of randomness from the throws. But recently I found out with playing Blood Bowl that it's actually quite interesting. And the other one is Machina. And this one I'm not sure if I would like to try, because it's about this negative interaction that is quite simple. Because as much as I like negative interaction, I don't really appreciate the simplicity of stealing cards from another player's table. And also, I don't really like the concept that is thematically presented in the game.
Bo ja w ogóle jestem bez amunicji.
To ja to sobie będziesz mógł podpiąć i strzelać ognistymi pociskami, jak Konstantin.
Thank you for watching, thank you for being with us. Remember, every Monday we have a new episode of Portal Games Vlog. We talk about what's happening in the office. I can promise you that the next week you will see all the content about the Under the Radar, because it's been released, and we are going to show you storage box for Imperial Settlers, the big epic box. So stay tuned, subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, give us a like, tell about the vlog other people, all the geeks. Thank you for being with us, bye bye.